Welcome all to the first lecture of the course Power Electronics. Firstly, let us understand the concept of power electronics. For that, consider the simple electric power circuit. We are connecting a resistor 5 ohm across a 10 volt supply. So obviously, it is clear that the voltage across the resistor 5 ohm will be V0 is equal to 10 volt. Since there are no other components, this voltage source will create a voltage 10 volt across this 5 ohm since it is directly connected. Then suppose we want to control the voltage across this 5 ohm. Instead of directly connecting this 10 volt, suppose we want to control the voltage across this 5 ohm. So in conventional method, in basic conventional method, we can simply use this circuit. Means this is a simple potential divider circuit. So an additional series resistor of 5 ohm is connected here. So this is a potential divider circuit. Then the voltage across this resistor will be equal to this voltage, total voltage into this 5 ohm divided by total resistance. Then we will get V0 as 5 volt. Means the voltage across the 5 ohm will become 5 volt. Means by connecting a resistor with this 5 ohm we can reduce the voltage or we can control the voltage. So since if this is again increased, this voltage will be decreased. Okay, so we can control simply by connecting a series resistance in the form of a potential divider circuit. But this conventional method has a disadvantage because if you are connecting like this, there will be a current flow through this, and this current flow, say I, will cause I square R, means I square 5, I square into 5, that much power loss in this resistor. So for controlling, we have to there will be a power loss across this 5 ohm. Okay, so this is a disadvantage. Okay, so in order to overcome this power loss, let us consider another method. Okay, so instead of a resistor, we are using a switch. Okay, a simple switch here, and we know that a switch has two modes, either it will be on or off. Okay, so when the switch is on, this voltage across this resistor will be directly connected 10 volt. When it is off means there is no current flow and this is open here, so the voltage will be 0. Okay, so when the switch is on, the voltage across 5 ohm is 10 volt. When it is off, the voltage across the 5 ohm is 0 volt. Okay, suppose we are continuously turning on and turning off the switch. Okay, so we'll get a waveform like this. Okay, the output voltage across this 5 ohm will be like this. When it is on, it will be 10 volt. When it is off, it will be 0 volt. Okay, so the average voltage, now this is the voltage across the 5 ohm. So the average voltage is now reduced. Okay, instead of completely a 10 steady 10 volt, it is like this now. Okay, so the output voltage, the effective output voltage across the 5 ohm is now the average of this waveform, means like this much only. Say if we are for a half period we are turning on, and same period we are turning off, means this will be the effective will be 5 volt. Okay, exactly the half. And again if you are decreasing the turn on period, means t on time period, it will be the effective voltage will be again decreasing. Okay, so this by controlling the t on or t off, okay, we can control the effective or average output voltage. Okay, so for this we need a switch. Okay, and this switch is continuously turned and turned off, so we need a fast switch. Okay, so firstly we can so we told that we are using a switch. Okay, then we can first go through the characteristics of a ideal switch. Okay, suppose a switch is in off condition. Okay, so when a switch is off, this will be the equivalent circuit. It will be open circuit. So there will be no current through the circuit. Okay, there will be an open circuit here. So obviously the current will be 0. Okay, the current through switch is 0. I is the current through the switch. I is 0. Then the power loss in this switch is actually product of V into I, the voltage across the switch and current through the switch. So since I is 0, the power loss is 0. Okay. So when the switch is off, there is no power loss. Similarly, we can analyze when switch is on. When switch is on, this will be the condition. Okay, this will be closed. Okay, switch will be closed. So the voltage across this switch means now this point is coming contact to this point. So potential of this point is same as this point. So the voltage across this switch will be 0. Okay, this is same point. Okay, it's closed. Okay, so the voltage across the switch is 0. Now again the power loss will become V into I. So now this voltage across the switch is 0. So power loss is 0. So we told that the power loss in either on and off condition is 0. Okay, there is no power loss. Okay, so we in previous slide we told that we can control the output voltage by continuously turning on and turning off the switch. Okay, so there is no power loss and we can control the output voltage. Okay, so here when we are using a fast switch, we can do the control of the voltage power, either voltage or current, without any loss. Okay, that is the evolution of power electronic. Okay, so the only need is we need a fast switch. Okay, that we can be turned on and turned off. Okay, so here in power electronics we are controlling the power using a fast power semiconductor switches. We are using semiconductor devices as switch. Okay, now we need the semiconductor devices to be used as a switch. Okay, so now let us discuss how we can use this. So for that, now we can consider the example of a simple transistor. Okay, simple transistor. So a transistor has a three terminals, base, collector and emitter. Okay, and it's a two junction device, PNP or NPN. Okay, anyway, so this has three regions of operation: active region, saturation region and cutoff region. Okay, now it depending upon the voltage of base with respect to E, the voltage of B. If this voltage is 0, this will be in the cutoff region. Okay, so it will be in the cutoff region, means if you are giving no voltage here, means if it is 0 voltage, there is no current flowing through the collector to emitter. Okay, there will be no current flowing from collector to emitter, that is, it will be in the cutoff region. Okay, there is no current flowing through this circuit. Since C and E, this will offer a high resistance, it will be in a open circuit mode, means no current is flowing, means it is equivalent to a open switch. Okay, it is equivalent to a open switch. Similarly, for saturation region, this voltage should be equal to a cutoff voltage or a breakdown voltage, say points greater than 0.7 volt. Suppose if it is above the required voltage, it will become in saturation region. Then a current will flow through this collector to emitter. There will be a current flow, but the voltage across the C and E will be 0. Means it is equivalent to a switch which is in the closed condition. Okay, means now we discuss here that a simple transistor can be used as a switch. Means when it is in cutoff region, it will be in the open mode. When it is saturation region, it will be in the closed mode. Means we can use a semiconductor transistor as a switch. Also, we can also control this switch. Means if we can control the state of switch, either open or closed, by controlling the voltage of the base. Okay, by controlling the base voltage, we can control the operation of the switch, either open or closed. Okay, So here we are only taking the example of a transistor. There are many other semiconductor devices. Okay, so the only difference, see here we explained a transistor. So it is different from the signal electronic transistor. Okay, signal transistor means in signal the transistor which is used in the analog signal electronics circuits will be having only a small power capability, but here we are using in a power circuit. Okay, a power circuit, so this should have a higher power capability, means it should have higher voltage withstanding capability and current carrying capability. The current carrying capability should be very high. Okay, then only it will be having a high power. Okay, so that is the difference of power electronics and signal electronics. Okay, main difference between signal electronics and power electronics. Okay. So if we are able to if you are able to produce a semiconductor device that can carry a high power, high current and high voltage, we can use it as a power semiconductor switch. Okay. So in power electronics we are discussing these type of devices, okay, and the applications of these devices. So we told that there is some difference and some some similarity between signal electronics and power electronics. Firstly, the similarity is both signal electronics and power electronic devices are made up of semiconductor materials. And obviously, the differences are, firstly, we told that signal electronics are having low power rating, means we are using in electronics circuits. I mean, it will be very low current carrying capability and very low voltage withstanding capability. Okay. So in power electronics, all the devices will be having high power rating. Okay. So it means high current carrying capability and high voltage withstanding capability, means voltage rating and current rating will be high. Okay, should be high. Then again in signal electronics, the devices, say for example in the case of an amplification, we are operating the transistor or any device. So in case of amplification, for example in case of amplification, we are operating the transistor in active region. So in active region there will be a current through transistor and there will be a voltage across the transistor. So V into I, there will be a power loss in the device. Okay, or power dissipation in the device. But in case of power electronics, we explained that we are using it as a switch. Okay, so either it will operate in on or off mode, means it is either in saturation region or cutoff region. So in saturation region there is no voltage, I is maximum, voltage is 0. In cutoff region there is no I. So in both power is 0 and it is never operates in the active region. So it is the power loss is 0. So that is the difference between signal electronics and power electronics. Okay, so in next we have to discuss the physics of each power electronic devices. Okay, so we can continue the next session. With this we can wind up this session. Thank you.